reggae dancehall duo Orisha Sound managed to exit Russia just days before that country invaded Ukraine. But why were they stuck in Russia since 2020? The duo Orisha and Sheldon, who are also husband and wife, will be here to tell. One-on-one with Pass the Mic's DJ Cassidy, who for the 9th edition of his critically acclaimed BT series passes the mic to some of the biggest names in Jamaican dancehall and reggae. Junior One Blood Reid, who was one of the featured icons in Pass the Mic, is on our stage to introduce his daughter, Reid, who is set to walk in her father's footsteps. Top stories this week and more are all coming up. Welcome to the show, everyone. I am Winford Williams. We'll be back.
On Stage with Winford Williams.
For the 9th edition of his critically acclaimed TV series, Pass the Mic, DJ Cassidy passes the mic to some of the biggest names in Jamaican dancehall and reggae, and made Usain Bolt's Traction Records in Kingston his watch party venue for the episode's premiere on Saturday, February 26. On Stage was very much in the building. I had the privilege of a one-on-one with the DJ. DJ Cassidy, sir, welcome to Jamaica. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me. Honored to be here. First time in Kingston. I've been all over the world, and it's crazy to think that I've never made it here, but what a more fitting place to be to celebrate the premiere of the reggae edition of Pass the Mic. I also tend to follow the party, so I end up in my life traveling to where I perform, and finally have made it to Kingston for this epic event.
Okay, so explain for us why and how you decided to have Jamaicans at this time.
Well, I have to be honest with you. It wasn't such a major decision to me because playing reggae music has always been a part of my life and a part of my repertoire. So for me, it felt like it was meant to be. It was a given. I became a DJ when I was 10 years old. I asked my parents for 2 turntables and a mixer for my 10th birthday. And ever since I received my turntables, I wanted to be able to play all music for all people all over the world. I looked up to people like Grandmaster Flash and Kool Herc and Africa Bambaataa. They were my superheroes. And by researching them, I learned that they created hip-hop by playing all kinds of music. Hip-hop was created by them playing R&B, soul, funk, disco, reggae, rock and roll, and all other forms of music. And as a kid growing up in New York City, idolizing hip-hop DJs, listening to Funkmaster Flex on Hot 97, I heard dancehall as much as I heard hip-hop. When I went to buy my first records in New York, I was looking for that new Tribe Called Quest record. I was looking for that new Naughty by Nature record, but I was also looking for that new Supercat record. So it was only a matter of time until I dedicated an entire episode of Pass the Mic to reggae music.
At that time, were you getting what you were looking for from Jamaica? Were you getting enough of the dancehall you came to love?
Sure, when I was a kid, the dance hall of the 90s was all over New York City. It was over the airwaves. It was all over the dance floors. So as a DJ, I've been playing dance hall music since I was a little kid. And when I conceived of Pass the Mic, which I'm sure we're going to discuss, I knew right away all the future possibilities of what the installments could be. So I dreamt about this installment for a long time.
So jump into how did you select the ones you selected for this? Well, Supercat is obvious, but how did you decide who will make the list for this special?
So every time I conceive of an edition of Pass the Mic, I focus on a specific category of music or genre of music, era of music, a special period of time in music. And once I decide on that special theme to celebrate, I make a master playlist, a master wish list, so to speak, of every artist I would want to take part in the show. Of course, I produce the show for television, so I have a 30-minute time limit, but I make a master wish list of every artist that I'd want to include if I had all the time in the world and if every artist was ready to record right when I needed them. And this list, of course, is way longer than I could ever fit on one episode. This master playlist is really just a manifestation of the record crates that I used to carry to every gig as an emerging, up-and-coming DJ. Before technology took over the game, every DJ used to carry crates of records to every gig, and I would carry about 7, 8, 9 crates, and every crate was categorized by genre or some other way to categorize music. And as I made this master wish list, I'm thinking back to that crate, and I'm thinking back what were the most iconic dancehall and reggae records that have affected my career. You know, every record on the show holds a special place in my heart. So I'm making this master wish list, and I'm thinking about that crate as I was a kid, and I'm thinking about all the iconic reggae records that I've used to rock a dance floor with over the years. And that was the beginning of the process on how to choose the artists and the songs for this episode.
But some would say, Cassidy, that they should be included. Some of our locals will say, you know, why not me? I made a massive impact on the mainstream space with my record. How do you speak to those? Because I'm sure you weren't able to put in all the Jamaicans that are qualified to be in it.
So this is the 9th episode of Pass the Mic. And after this episode, I would have passed the mic to 211 iconic artists.
Yes.
And everyone always says, well, where can you go from here? Are there any artists left? Yeah. And your question touches on the answer to that question. Not only are there enough artists to continue, there are enough artists to continue that I would never be able to even cover all the possible artists. So the answer to your question is the beauty of Pass the Mic is that there is no number of shows that could ever celebrate the number of iconic artists.
Who touched you?
Who have touched me and touched the world. Yeah. So it enables the sky to be the limit for Pass the Mic. Mm-hmm. There are always shows to make. There were always a sequel to be created. So for reggae music, I'm sure this is just the beginning. And the same speaks to all the legendary hip hop and R&B stars who have been on the show. There are so many more artists to celebrate, and there are so many more songs to celebrate. The series really celebrates the greatest artists of all time. The series really celebrates the greatest records of all time. Our favorite artists, our favorite songs, the songs that build the soundtrack to our life. So the truth is, no one episode can ever fully define a category of music or a period of time. And that's the beauty of the show, that the future is endless.
When I look at those you've featured, there seems to be a bias towards R&B. Is that correct?
Are you referring to the series as a whole?
Yes, the whole series.
Yeah, well,
the big names that you've featured so far.
Right. Well, the series has celebrated the most iconic R&B and hip hop superstars of all time. Mm-hmm. That is what the series was actually founded upon. So some of the 211 artists that have been on the show are Earth, Wind and Fire, Shaka Khan, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Charlie Wilson, El DeBarge, New Edition, Boyz II Men, TLC, SWV, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Salt and Pepper, Naughty by Nature, Missy Elliott, Wyclef Jean, Nelly, Ja Rule, So the show has really celebrated the most prolific, game-changing R&B and hip-hop superstars. And during the show that aired after the BET Awards in June, Pass the Mic BET Awards edition, I celebrated the most iconic, definitive R&B and hip-hop records of the 2000s. As I made a master wish list for that show, I couldn't help but think about all the iconic reggae music, particularly dancehall music, that came out during that time. And on that show, I featured the first 3 reggae artists to ever be featured on the series. And those artists were Sean Paul, Wayne Wonder, and Beanie Man. And as I read all the comments online and saw the amazing emotional feedback I was getting from the fans all over the world, I saw that those 3 segments were such a highlight, not only on the show, but on the series. And at that moment, I knew that the reggae episode I had dreamt about from the beginning had to become a reality in the near future.
Cassidy, I really appreciate you, sir. You're having us. Thanks for the exposure and the decision to have us, to have reggae as part of this.
Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for having me in Kingston. But all the thanks really belongs to the artists. I thank the artists for taking part in the show and for having me. I feel very honored that 21 iconic reggae artists took the call and wanted to take part in my celebration of music. This is the very, very, very first episode of Pass the Mic that I watched on live television with some of the artists in person who were on the show. Of course, I created the show during the pandemic, so the first half a dozen shows I watched alone. And as the world began to open up, I started to watch with my close friends, but this is the very first episode that I was able to watch with some of the artists. And I'm very grateful to be able to have traveled to Kingston to watch the show with some of the people who are a major force in the reggae community. And I hope that this is just the beginning of all we have to see with reggae and Pass the Mic in the future.
I hope so too, sir. Thank you so much. And still to come right here on our stage, Junior Reid introduces his daughter, who is walking in his footsteps. And later, Orisha Sound, the half Russian, half Jamaican duo, who returned to Jamaica from Russia just before that country invaded Ukraine.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
Junior One Blood Reid is one of the featured icons in DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic.
From Jamaica to around the globe.
Mr. Reid is on our stage right now to introduce his daughter, Cameo Reid, who is set to walk in her father's footsteps. Right now, right here on our stage, father and daughter Reid. Welcome, welcome.
Hey. It's a pleasure, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Much love and respect. Cameo, your first time talking about your career on television, is it?
Yeah, and this is my debut, single, my first song I'm putting out, and yeah, it's with my dad.
Yes. Well, Juna, do the honors and tell us a little about her, and then she will tell us the rest. Well, do the official introduction for us.
This is Cameo Reid, Junior Reid daughter, and right now, you know, she born in the State, but she's in Jamaica, living in Jamaica right now, and working out with her father, working on her own label, GR production label. So right now, we have a princess on the GR label, because it's mostly man always, like male, you know. And so I'm still work with female artists and so, for me like a in-house female artist, which is even my daughter, you know, so well, you know, it's a good vibes, you understand? So it showed the real family, the one blood family, you know, and the label, which proud to have her coming out on the GR label. Because GR label is an international label, a big label where the world recognize. You know, which part my label take me, I just feel proud to have my daughter on the label because I know it can take her even farther than it take me, you understand me? Because if you notice, BET, the big show the other day with, you know, Cassidy, you know, One Blood, you know, was a big feature on it and so, and that made me feel good knowing, say, well, that song is from our label, and I'm the artist from the label who perform on that song. Because a lot of the songs, them, and the whole thing.
So you actually control that song? The One Blood song is fully yours?
Yeah, not just One Blood song. Most of Junior Reid song is through JR label, you know, JR production.
JR label.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that feature, the BET Pass the Mic feature. How did you feel about it? I saw you going in when it was finished.
Right.
It was a wicked presentation, the premiere watch party at Usain Bolt's
the after
Tracks
party.
and Records.
Yeah.
And it was a great party. And you were arriving when it was done.
But no, it never done. It didn't start till we come, and it didn't end till we leave. Because, you understand me?
Okay.
You know, cause what Cassidy did just come is an eye-opener for the business.
Same.
To show the people them the real thing, and the song them, they really set the foundation. So it will open people life, you know, so you don't this the foundation, else the building will drop down. You understand me? And you know, that them do all the while around here, cause check even Reggae Month. They don't feature Junior Reid. I'm here in Jamaica, and they don't try to involve us in nothing for reggae, and where's the foundation who make the reggae. So if they don't come to the maker who make the reggae, they go and make the wrong thing. And putting out the wrong thing, and then not going to reach to the level where we take the music. You understand me? Because at the end of the day, you see when the fans them say a lot of shows keeping around the place, and them don't see the artists who them love and don't show, they might feel like say them artists say nah go on again, or them artists say nah go on. So you have some people just come and keep a lot of show and try exclude certain artists out of the thing. What GR production do for Junior Reid up till now, I don't see certain record company put in that vibes. We are taking the artists to that level. You understand me?
Okay, so Camille, you were there at the premiere.
Yeah.
How did you feel about seeing your dad being among those the chosen few, so to speak, in that piece?
Yeah, I was sad that we got there late, you know, because we were so busy doing what we had to do, but it was such a good experience being able to network with all the people that have already done so much big things, and being around people that impact the industry, you know. Also being around my father, he just shows me new things and introduced me to new people, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm just fluttering like a butterfly all over the place. But it's real, you know, and it's an honor to even be here with you, you know.
Okay, well, it's an honor to have you, and what we're going to do now is to exhibit a little piece of your music, a collaboration between you and your dad. Okay. And so let's go to it right here.
Junior Reid and give me your Reid. Go forgive them the style that the whole world need. Make one plane crash as a distraction. But the next side of the island, that was a plane and jet take off. Some a come with craft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? The jet take off. Some a come with craft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? Man a fly first class. When them see me and them say he'll first class. Free ninja man and me say free world boss. Free Dante, yes, him need a next chance. Jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet. This ain't a smart plane, jumbo jet. Me tell them free, but miss murder him free. Free up dollar, me say the vice are the key. Them trapped a million to the last who money. Before we get the money, them say in a white take off. Some a come with craft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? The jet take off. Some a walk witchcraft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? Oh boy. Man a fly first class. When them say me and them say he'll first class. Free ninja man and me say free world boss. Free Dante, yes, him need a next chance.
Every youth wanna skip town, touch down in all the airports. Stay tuned, I'm breaking records, lift the windows off the Lambo. From the medals to the ghetto, don't you ever sit and settle. Pick it up and push the pedal, keep on working with the tempo. No ultimatum, sipping up money bags, on the stacks, in a Birkin bag, power pack, when the game and that attacks. Pretty girl got the boy gon' mad, pop jail with a 10 on black.
Some a come with craft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? The jet take off. Some a work witchcraft. Who are the chief, who are the staff? Oh, man a fly first class. When them say me and them say he'll first pass. Free ninja man and me say free world boss. Free Dante, yes, they need a next chance. Jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet, jumbo jet. This is a smart plane, jumbo jet, jet take off. Some a come with craft. Who are the chief, who are the staff?
All right, Jet Take Off is the title. Junior Reid and featuring daughter.
Kimio Reid.
Kimio Reid, all right?
Yeah.
That's Kimio, so that's your debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first song that I'm putting out now. And it's such an honor to be around my dad, you know, because like I'm learning around the studio. I'm engineering myself, I'm recording myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just learning how to do so much from just being around him, you know?
So you're full time in the business now?
The video was made in our studio, in like at our building on Eastwood Park Road. So like, I be there all the time just like, you know, trying to put in work and actually make new music, but yeah.
So it's full time for you now, right? And a lot
Yeah, it's
happening
full time. That's why I like being in Jamaica, you know? Because
Yeah.
I can be more dedicated to music and around family and like, yeah.
Cool.
A lot of influence around me.
So Junior, the whole thing I expand bridging, the blood thing is
the blood is
running
getting bigger and bigger. That's why you see the next on the stage we want to take in our environment. So we can show the people them where we're functioning from and you know what we're doing, we can inspire other people and show them say, well, yeah, this is what we do for the music and this is what the music do for us. And you see, what all along our music right now is the journalists them where rush the artists and when they have a little dispute or a little fight and them go think they want to talk about that and hype that. So the artists them feel good for make TV by having a beef. And then we take a start that beef can't eat and that beef now go foreign. It now go pan up BET platform MTV and make a thing there.
That's a song, that's a song.
Yeah, so
the beef can't eat.
We have some new thing for come on road like when the one I drop.
Yeah.
You understand? We have the Jet Take Off. I have a song out with me and Fetty Wap called Milan.
Yes.
You understand me and my son Big Mo have a song named Mad Over. We are going good and so on. So theater going good in the streets. And one of the people them know so well, you see, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday, and Easter Monday. You know, we're going to have a 3 session. On the Saturday, we'll be at Red Hills Road, Junior Reid HQ, you know, 48 Red Hills Road, Stone Love, enough sound, enough artists and so. And the Sunday, we will be at Waterhouse, Penwood Road. The Easter Monday, we'll be at Binns Road, at the Black Factory. You understand me? And it's going to be a movie. And everyone welcome and so, you understand me? And you can find my music on all digital platforms. And you can follow me and find me on Instagram, Real Junior Reid, you know, on Facebook, you know, Junior Reid, Vivo, Junior Reid merch as well. You can find it on juniorreid.com. We have some new merch, One Blood Woody, One Blood T-shirt, and a lot of merch is, you know, coming out of GR production right now, so.
And Kimio.
Follow me on Instagram at kimio.reid_. All my links are on there for like YouTube, everything. It's gonna be posted on there.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know something, Winford, we have to get this to the public. I just feel proud of myself, you know, so well. You know, over 30 years, nearly 30, over 28 years, you know, we in the business and we still do stuff and they keep a lot of big events around here, like I'll even say Sumfest and even the Salute and everything there. And it's 28 years now, Junior Reid, we don't touch those stage. Because we try to slow the thing, them can water down the thing, and we're still relevant. That's even BET have to come down here. It's BET have to work with. So, you know, they have to work with the foundation, you understand me? And give the nation the right thing, because when they present to the people, that is people is spending money to mash up reggae music around here. More money spending to hold down the music. You see? Because when the foreign and the overseas them come here and them see the big events and them don't say the real man them who them know where set the thing, the column and them thing there. And then now the youth them know the direction that they must send the youth them. You have the one for show the youth them say. And that's what the board where we build, I say because we build the board in here, them say billboard, and we build them board there. You understand me? And tap the pop and you understand me, the whole thing. You understand me? So right now, we give thanks so we have here a platform that we can share these things with the people, then make them know, say, we're live and current, and we have to do certain things, and certain shows can't even get to it. Right now, we're so hot and so proud of where we are, though. And we just work with who I work with. You understand me?
Your music, you can't be cancelled because your catalog speaks for itself.
Right.
And it's eternal.
Right.
So there's no erasing.
It's an eternal lion log.
Yeah. That is ultimately what matters, really.
Yeah, so,
yeah, man.
We just want to keep building the music, because DJ Cassidy said this is one of it. No, this is the biggest show. Yeah. You understand? This is reggae, And do a lot of R&B and hip hop and thing, and him said this reggae show, when just present to the world the other day, is the biggest show. Yeah. You understand me? So this is supposed to be a wake up for Jamaica and the world, because we can't come make no other country come take away the foundation of the music, because this music, you see them say black history, them say reggae month. This is not reggae month, this is Black History Month, because it's Black history why you could have the reggae. The reggae sing about the history. You can't put the foundation back and come say reggae month. Reggae, no. It's Black History Month. This is the month that talk about our history, that inspire us that we can write lyrics like One Blood to show people, say, we're one human, one people. We deserve to live on like anyone else. You understand me?
Yeah.
Not because of a color of a man's skin. Every man deserve the right to live and be free, no matter what color or race it may be. We don't come here to fight flesh and blood. We just fight spiritual wickedness in the high and low places. Aye. You understand me, Mr. Williams? And give thanks to all of the ones who fight wickedness in high and low places.
Yeah, man, we have much to say, but we don't have time. We can't say a lot, but we can't.
Right.
We're out of time, Junior. So blessed love again, and walk good, my brethren. As we say, I can't cancel you. Your catalog is eternal. Right. All right, so stay with us right here on our stage. Still to come, Orisha Sound, the half Russian, half Jamaican duo who returned to Jamaica from Russia just before the Ukraine conflict. They'll be here next.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
How did reggae dancehall duo Orisha Sound, who is one half Jamaican and the other Russian, manage to exit Russia just days before the Ukraine invasion? And why were they stuck in Russia since 2020? The duo Orisha and Sheldon, who are also husband and wife, are right now right here on our stage to tell. Welcome, guys.
Yes.
Where's home for you, first of all? Where's home?
Jamaica is home.
Yes?
Yeah, Jamaica is home. We have our home here. We have a nice home that we put together.
Yes.
Somewhere in uptown there,
So going to Russia in 2020 was a visit.
Yes.
Not you going home, Orisha.
It wasn't originally just a visit. We actually, after receiving an IRAMA award, we had a tour scheduled in the United Kingdom, alongside Oliver Samuels. 19 dates, we were super excited. The tour was phenomenal, great, and then we had a date in Russia for a big festival in Sochi.
Yes.
So flying from UK to Sochi, after the performance, we actually get an invitation to perform at the Kremlin, which is the president's residence, big hall, big performance. We were excited, so of course we took the date, and after the performance, COVID starts.
We're planning to come to Jamaica to film that video, because we had a song with the guy that we performed at the Kremlin. So we decided the dates, we set everything, and then boom, everything closed.
Yes.
And we have to get really creative.
So the reason why you guys were stuck was because of COVID?
Yeah, because of COVID. And borders were closed all over.
Okay. And what happened after?
We got creative and we decided to put Stuck in Russia tour together. So we gathered some friends and we put some stuff together and we go on the road. And it went well, and we bring the tour back to St. Petersburg, where we had a big show, 1,500 people, and that sold out
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Russia never had, proper lockdown like most of the countries. So we actually were able to travel, go to Yaroslavl, Nizhny Novgorod.
So shows you were still able to do shows within Russia.
Yes, it was actually a proper tour. I think we did about 20 different cities, and people were super excited because there was no other foreign artists in the country. I think there was Italian circus stuck in Russia as well.
Yeah, with some elephants and things.
So we were making headlines, there was lots of Italian, animals and lots of Italian artists and Orisha sound.
Who were stuck as well.
Yeah. Were stuck as well.
So all of that, these tours and many dates and so on happened because you were stuck.
Yes.
Because we were stuck,
Yes.
Really creative. So we had to
act quick. We had to think, what to do, what is the next step, We actually, at some point, we could fly back to Jamaica, but then we were thinking what we were to do because,
Jamaica was in lockdown, no?
Exactly. We couldn't tour Europe that time, because Europe was in lockdown. The same was going with the States, because I spent lots of time in Los Angeles and I went to school there and everything, and then I'm an American as well by the, the citizenship. So one of the choice was maybe we should go to the States, but nothing was happening there as well.
Everything was closed.
So calling all our friends in LA, in Kingston, we said, all right, we know in Russia there are some opportunities.
And Russia started open more while you guys were locking down. So we said, all right, grew our fan base. We got over 1 million followers on Instagram and all the social medias went up. People love what we're doing, the right personal messages. If we post a story on the social media, that's Instagram, we get like 100,000 or 70,000 views per day in 24 hours.
One story.
Oh,
People very active.
All right, guys, let us just pause for a little piece of your music, a mashup, starting with your Kremlin performance.
Kremlin performance. All right.
One-way trip down to Jamaica, yeah. Yes, we gonna feel irate. This is a getaway. Taking a one-way trip down to Jamaica, yeah. Yes, we gonna feel irate. This is a getaway. Take me to paradise, even if it's for a night. Golden morning, bright blue skies. Take me to Montego Bay. Take me to paradise. I want to feel it. Everything will be alright. Everything will be okay. We there, we there, we there. Ackee and saltfish, roast yam there. Hot gal inna the party. No gal there. Pack your bags and go. Cause no vibes there. Taking a one-way trip.
All right, the music of Orisha sound. Wow. Wow, so nice. So you guys are, so the videos are big up there. You're getting what are the ratings like in terms of those who watched on YouTube?
People love it, They have 250,000 hits, Normal, natural, we just put them up on people.
And people just hit.
Yeah, people hit, We put up another song remix, like 1 million hits upon it. But these songs, people just enjoy these songs and just listen to these songs and put them on their playlist on Spotify.
Shows, that's the most important,
And hopefully when the war is over, they'll come to Jamaica.
Exactly.
They'll come looking for you guys for more.
We're going to bring it to them, man, because we always bring it in. Because sometimes it's better when you bring it to them. I said, this is what we have to offer. And I said, let me see it, and we show it to them, and them love it.
Do they know other artists from Jamaica?
It's very difficult because we're doing a little thing since 2018 when we performed at the World Cup in Russia, because we were going there from that time, and we asked people if they know Bob Marley, but most people don't know. But the older people that is musicians, they know him. But regular people don't know who Bob is.
Oh,
so BBC was shocked.
Wow.
It is amazing. You know,
Bob,
if you just go on the main street, on the street, and start asking people, you know, do you know what reggae is? Do you know Bob Marley?
They don't know.
Trust me,
there's no
half
promotion.
of the people or even more would be just not even knowing.
There's no promotion of reggae there. There's no radio station there playing reggae. So how could they know?
There's a niche. You know, of course, there are people who love reggae and listen to reggae music, but it's the same as, let's say, some people listen to metal music in Jamaica.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody does,
yes.
but, you know, not really. So the same way, it was a new place for that. And we've been on the road for quite a while, as you mentioned.
So people came out to your concerts and they were enjoying themselves.
Loving it.
Loving a music that they've never heard before.
Just loving the music. We were showing them the dance moves as well as, you know, just even explaining the whole, you know, the love for reggae and that reggae is not just a performer. You know, lots of performances in Russia is where people watch the performer and not really participate. You know, people just sit down and watch, and after the song they clap. When you sing reggae music,
they don't get dancing,
you start the song and you stop, you chat to the audience, you enjoy it like that, and the audience is part of the performance. And people love that part about reggae music and our performance, that they could actually be, you know, involved like that.
So that's now where your biggest fan base really is, isn't it?
It's basically, I think so, but it's split still because we split because...
you know, sorry to interrupt you, but, you know, it's not just Russia. There are lots of other countries like Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan and even Ukraine. You know, it's, you know, that audience on that side of the world. There were lots of offers for, you know, the shows.
Yeah, lots of offers, even in the Christmas. And we actually turned down some shows in the Christmas, you know.
During Christmas?
Yeah, because that time is prime time for shows and people even...
That's 2020?
So much fun.
2021?
No, it's Christmas.
This last Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had to make sure that we have our thing intact in terms of the Jamaican restaurant. Because we did a Jamaican restaurant in St. Petersburg 4 months ago. Okay. So we had to take a break.
You opened a restaurant?
Yeah,
we opened a Jamaican restaurant.
Remember, introducing the culture, you have to go all the way in.
You have to go all the way in.
Okay.
It's not just the stage and you have to come with the entire package.
So what's the menu? What menu are you?
We have jerk chicken on the menu. Yes. We have patty. We don't have any oxtail yet because we have to take time on easy tea, you know? As people are really used to it like that. So I am the one who make the patty, me and Orisha with us, because I was cooking before, basically. So I just put the Jamaican flavor into it because I buy the seasoning. Yes. The seasoning that are not mixed and mix them, and then I test it at home for a couple of weeks and I teach the guys how to do it. So we were doing it for months, teaching them how to do it, how much gram of this, that have to be exactly, so the taste has to be like that.
So the restaurant is still there?
Yeah, man, the restaurant is doing well now.
It's happening.
Yeah, man, our partners called yesterday and so we might have to employ 2 more people because it kick in another gear and people start eating more food.
Again, there's no even Caribbean restaurant in Russia.
So you're stuck in Russia because of COVID. You started touring. You spread the reggae vibes and get fans and get people to know and to love and to enjoy music.
Mainstream TV, you know, the Channel 1, which is the
biggest station in the country.
They mainly do news, you know, it's very news-oriented, big...
Channel 1 in Russia, the biggest station that covers the entire country.
Yes.
We got big feature on it.
And you guys were featured on it?
Yeah,
yes,
man, big feature twice.
Following you around.
Following you around, taking the interviews on the streets.
And you decided to open a restaurant?
Yes, in the pandemic. There's some fashion line. It's called You Are Okay, the clothing line.
Yes.
So we became designers because we wanted something.
So this is your design?
Yeah, yes. Russia? So we started it because we had the festival coming up. Yes. The 2-day festival, which you mentioned, Color and Sound. So we had to come with something colorful and nice and still elegant. So we had to create something.
Proper, you know, the Jamaican designers, Trinidad designers, but again, pandemic, we couldn't ship anything. So we called the border, you know, we called a few people and people would love to send some, but, you know, even DHL package was taking months to reach, you know. So we said, all right, we can do it because we're both artists. We're in fashion for a while already.
Yeah, man.
He used to model. You know, I used to actually host red carpet for Los Angeles Fashion Week, you know, when I was smaller.
Oh, yeah?
So we said, all right, we're in fashion. We can do it. So, you know, we start charting the first line. And people love it, you know, the color, the patterns, you know.
The way we put it together.
Stitching and everything, you know.
Because there's more, we have more, you know.
Okay. So, so you guys are planted, well set in Russia.
Yeah.
Right? So,
lots of work.
Okay, so let's jump into now the invasion of Ukraine.
Well, you know that it's crazy because Orisha have an aunt in Ukraine.
Yes.
My aunt is in Ukraine right now, but my sister is actually in Russia.
So your sister in Russia?
In Russia.
And your aunt is in
And my sister actually,
in Ukraine?
Yes, and my sister has a Russian passport, but it says Ukrainian in it. What I'm trying to say is that's how those countries and the people tie up together. Because most of families I know and our neighbors are Ukrainians, but they live in Russia. So there are lots of, otherwise, Russians live in Ukraine. It's one people, it's, nobody fully Ukrainian or Russian. We all are, we're all one.
Mix, yeah.
So it's devastating. It's hard to see that people start arguing amongst each other. It's hard to see that
family and friends.
The sanctions, they actually affected, just a regular.
So what was going on when the build-up of Russian military at the Ukraine border, right? What happened in Russia? How did that change Russians? Did you guys know that this was happening?
No, we didn't know. It was on the news now for 5 months because
Yes.
I watched this stuff and I've noticed that it's going on for 5 months. The news talking about the build-up of the troops alongside the border.
But you're only getting that perspective.
We're getting that from only that you're getting that news. So the build-up of the troops.
Yes, their perspective, the Russians' perspective.
We watch BBC.
You get to watch like the BBC and CNN and them?
Yeah, when you watch it on YouTube. So I remember it's in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So you were following that?
Yeah, we were following it.
So weren't you scared that you might be caught up in a war?
Not really, because at the time, it's some distance from us, but the country is big. But it didn't start as yet. There was nothing going on yet, just the build-up of the troops and the talking and so on and so on.
I think it came as a surprise to all of us, probably to yourself as well. And nobody expected it in Ukraine or in Russia. Nothing to go that, drastic and big, People knew there's a conflict. It's a long-term conflict, 8 years. Lots of people in Ukraine, the Russians voted, to be part of, to become not even part of Russia, but to be independent. So I think originally what we hear that president say, all right, that part wants to be independent, we support it. And then it start escalating, the shipment of weapons to Ukraine and, giving it to regular civilians. So lots of parties involved, and I guess the worst thing about it to me is that just to see the people suffering, from anywhere worldwide,
I think
in Libya or Syria or
leaders must need to come together and just stop it and just make peace.
So when you decided to come home, was that why you wanted to come to Jamaica?
No, the reason is the same guy we had the performance with in the Kremlin, Oleg Gasmanov. When we decided to come to Jamaica, we got stuck. He called us and he said, hey, I'm going to Jamaica. He sounds so excited. And we said, all right, yeah, let's do it, because we were planning to make a trip to, But when we make the trip and book all the tickets, we realized he's coming in March.
Yeah.
But he told us on the 9th, so we thought it was February, the 9th of February. So Orisha said, let's book the ticket quick and go down and celebrate your birthday on the 10th of February. And we go down and come down and everything, and the guy said, you know what, it's not on the 9th of February, it's the 9th of March.
So it was incidental that you got a ticket for
It's the same guy when we stuck in Russia. We had a performance with him. We were supposed to come here to film a video in Jamaica, and we got stuck. The same video, the guy is coming again, and him said, let's go to Jamaica, but the date was mistaken.
Yes.
By Orisha.
Stuck in Jamaica.
So you would have still be in Russia now?
Would have still been in Russia now.
Because we were involved, with all the business.
So you would have been stuck again?
We would have been stuck again.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So it's like something, and she wanted to change the flight, and I said, you know what, don't change the flight. And right now, the place is cold, it's winter. We need to go home and take a break because we have been doing a lot of work, so much work, And we rebranded our, we have a nutraceutical company, a factory, production as well. So it's, from our parents' time, it was not so much up there, but we bring it up. And now it's all over Russia and all the pharmacies and everywhere, big orders going out and stuff.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Yes.
And are they still, where are they now?
No, unfortunately, my both parents passed away. My mother is actually Brazilian, but my dad is from St. Petersburg, Russia. He was. He came to Jamaica once. It was in 2017, I think, right before actually passing. So it was almost the same year, or just a year before he came here, and enjoy the place, you know.
Yeah, man, I bring
Jamaica?
Yeah, man,
yes,
I bring him to Jamaica, man.
Pelican Bar,
all over.
everywhere, you know.
Love it.
And then his health was, you know, getting weaker and weaker. And actually, that's when we traveled to Russia first, you know, to see how is he doing. Because I left Russia when I was very small. I went to, you know, school in the States and then college. And then I said, all right, I need to go see how is my dad doing, spend time with him. And both of my parents were scientists, so none of them with music like we are. Okay. But they had this similar partnership, you know. They were working together as a, you know, man and wife, two partners in business.
Really?
You know, and triumph.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man and wife.
Interesting.
Yes, you know, and they had a company. They started with the nutraceutical, you know, holistic living, you know, healthy products based out of seaweed. So they made very good vitamins, omega-3, calcium, over 200 items, you know, for kids and adults, for healthy living, for smoothies, you know, the pills, you know, everything to live stronger, better.
You know, guys, let's just take a little break right here. When we come back, we want to ask Sheldon and Orisha about how they met and whether there are kids in here. I don't know yet. We're going to ask those questions when we come back, because it's a very interesting union here.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
And we're back right now with our very special guest, the dancehall duo, Orisha Sound. Yes, guys. So let's talk about that. How did you meet each other?
Well, I had an interview down at RJR one night on the radio, but she had an interview as well. And me and a virgin go down there because I had the interview, and you know, when the person I was supposed to do the interview with, the interview got cancelled. But because I know her and I say, yo, I'm still coming to link you, and I'm a virgin a long time I don't see you. So I go down there and I link her, she's a female, and we start talk and the outside, and I see singer jam, one of the virgin, you know. I'm saying, yo, singer want to go on, and then Orisha come out of the studio. And singer see a virgin with Orisha, do them know, and them link up and them say, Ray, and this girl there, and she look some rhythm and blah. I say, yeah, me have something, you know. I have my paper and everything there because I plan my thing proper, you know, because I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? So we start talk, we exchange email and whatever, and that's how it started. I
just flew in from Los Angeles. I came in, my first record was coming out, full album, and you know, the management, they bring me there for the interview. And actually, my father was with me. For that was his first trip to Jamaica. It was right after my mom's passing, and I was in LA, my dad was in St. Petersburg, and Kingston is right in between those two cities. So I said, Dad, I'm flying to Jamaica. And he said, all right, I'll come and join you. I haven't seen you in a while. He was there when we meet as well.
Okay.
It's on camera.
Was your music reggae when you started?
You know, it was actually a mix of the world music, because me being born in Norway, my mom's Brazilian, my father is Russian, I'm an American. So the music it already actually had lots of reggae, because I'm a trained professional musician. And I play lots of instruments, and I played on lots of other artists' records like Stevie Wonder, Kanye West, lots of guys with string arrangements, you know, keys. So to me, I was fluent in different styles, and my record had lots of electronic reggae music in it already. So meeting Sheldon, we did, I think he produced one of the records here.
Sunshine Lady.
Sunshine Lady.
Then we did the one with Beanie Man, World War III, and we did one with Sizzler as well. Yeah, man.
Children. Are you guys parents?
Soon.
Soon.
Not yet.
Children
Not
soon, you know.
Not yet.
You know what?
But soon.
You know what? We actually lost a twin in 2020.
2020.
While in Russia?
Yeah, while in Russia in March.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, man, we lost a twin there. You know what I mean? So we kind of really hold together still and pull it together, because I know it's very emotional, you know, especially on the female side. So we just hold together more stronger and just push it through. But we have something planned for this year. So When that happens, I make you know.
Right.
It's okay. Well, you know. Well, I wish you well, both of you.
Thanks so much. Yes.
And, you know, I want to thank you for coming and sharing with us.
Yeah, man.
But do you have a last word for those who are stuck in this war? The Russians, the Ukrainians. Do you have a last word for them?
I think...
I have one too. Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think to me, the main thing is not to have an argument within the families and the friends, because what all of us start noticing, you know, there's lots of things happen politically, you know, and on the battlefields, but lots of time friends, you know, being in Jamaica or being in London or being in even Russia or Ukraine. Some people say, oh, I'm not talking to you anymore, you're Ukrainian, or I'm not talking to you anymore, you're Russian, you're this. You know,
it's only escalated.
To me, that needs to stop, because I think that people should still stay people and respect each other and support each other, you know, as much as they can, you know, because we are one, regardless where we're from and who we are, you know. I think we all want to love and be loved, you know.
But, you know, as Orisha said, we want peace. And we need the leaders to realize that it's regular people are getting affected by this. And, you know what I mean, if the sanction is going to affect regular people still, on both sides. So we need the peace. You know, we need peace between Russia and Ukraine. We need peace between all the what is going on in Africa still and all those places. We need peace around the world, you know. So we need world peace, as nature says, you know, world peace.
Well, you know, we appreciate you coming and chatting with us.
Thank you for having us.
So much with us.
Thank you for having us.
We congratulate you for your penetration of Russia with our music, our culture. And we want to wish you well going forward, and that you will continue to represent the Jamaican culture.
To the fullest. See this hat? Don't leave it.
And, you know, and hope that your words will be heard for peace.
For peace, exactly.
And then that maybe your music should help with that.
Yeah, man. As we tell you, the production company, before we go, we make vitamins and other stuff. This is like a syrup you can throw in your tea and thing. So, yeah, man. So omega-3 and all those stuff, you know.
Jamaican herbs as well.
Oh,
I mean, some moringa.
Yeah, man.
Some of the elements.
So this is made in Russia.
Yeah, man.
It is actually produced in Russia. Yeah.
Produced, yeah.
We make it. We have the formula.
Okay.
Yes.
We're at all the big shelves in the country. All the pharmacies, like, it's going crazy, you know. So we're proud of ourselves. And we became workaholics in other fields.
As a result of this.
Right.
Well,
I'm making party.
Yeah.
You guys are young, so make the best of it.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
And yeah, it's good for us Jamaicans that you're out there representing like that, this level. Nice.
And people truly enjoyed, and I think people need it more than, you know, this time people need it even more, you know?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Well, thanks again. Thanks so much. Walk good.
Man, thanks.
Looking forward to some of the concerts and some of the appearances and listening to some of the new music to come. Yeah? Yeah, all right. Bless you. All right, so there you have them right here on our stage. Orisha Sound on our stage. And that's our show for this week. Winfred Williams, on behalf of all of us, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more On Stage.
You do and the sexy way you groove, girl, you make me wanna hold you. Tell how you whine, so love the way you're moving, looking like a superstar. Camera flashing where you are, like you step out of a movie.
My style, climb on you like Leanna.
Na na.
Call my name, scream it out, shout it loud.
Na na na.
My style, climb on you like Leanna.
Na na na.
Call my name, scream it out, shout it loud.
Na na na.
Казань, мы просто в вас влюблены, просто one love, мы очень любим, очень здорово, публика была красивейшая.
Thanks for watching our video. Please click subscribe and be on our stage anywhere, anytime, always.